All right, in this video, we are going to see how we can read data from a file and write to a file. That is almost all the time. That is how we are going to get data in a data frame in pandas. All right, pandas has huge capabilities for reading data from different file formats. All right, let's see what those capabilities look like. I'm going to say, you know what, I want to create a data frame. Df underscore 1 is equal to, well, I'm going to read from Excel file. Where is that Excel file? That Excel file is in the same folder as this notebook. All right, you see that it's in students.xlsx. I'm going to say pd data read. You can read from CSV file, from Excel file, from the common ones, JSON, HTML. You can read from Pickle. We are going to work with this a little bit. You can read from SAS, SPSS, SQL, Stata, you name it, right? And Pandas has huge capabilities for reading data from different file formats. So I'm going to read from where? Read from Excel, this one, right? And inside parentheses, it's a function. I'm going to provide file name as a string. It's going to be students, um, and if I call df1, oh, not df21, df1, df1, I'm going to get those student and that same data frame that we have worked with. I'm going to modify it a little bit and write it to another file. All right. I'm going to very quickly. I'm going to say df underscore one data rename. It's a function. I'm going to say columns is equal to. I'm going to change the columns. Columns is equal to students ID. Change it to student underscore ID, and just to separate these two from each other. And what else? I'm going to change first name to first underscore name. And of course, I want to make sure it's in place. In place is equal to true. And all right, let me look at df underscore one more time. And sure enough, that is student. Oh, first name. First, did I make a mistake? First name to first name. Why didn't I change student ID first name? First name. There we go. All right, R was missing. And sure enough, first name has changed. Now I'm going to write that df1 to Excel file, to CSV file, and a file format that it's just for Python, and we are going to use that. And df underscore 1, 2, you can write it to a dictionary, to Excel, to a CSV file, comma separated values. This is a pretty common file format that if I say, you know what, write it to a CSV file, and I'm going to very briefly explain why people use CSV file. And I'm going to provide new name. I'm going to say modified student.csv. And if I run this, it is going to create that folder, that file right there. If I write the same data frame in an Excel file, let's do that. All right, I'm going to say df underscore one, write it to Excel as well. Excel, and this time I'm going to say Excel modified student.xlsx, lsx, right? And that file is also going to be created right here. Let's just compare these two. They are very different file formats, even though on surface they are the same, right? Excel, the Excel file is 5.9 kilobyte. You see in the second line. How about CSV file? If I hover on top of it, it is 403 bytes. Order of magnitude is smaller. It's at least for the time being, on the surface, it's the same data type. It's the same amount of data stored in much smaller space. All right. This is why people work with CSV files, because they are efficient in size and speed compared to Excel file. But don't make a mistake. Excel files and CSV files are not the same. They don't carry same amount of information. As an example, Excel file can have many different data types, such as date and time, but CSV file does not have that. And now, again, I can read from those two files. I'm going to leave it to you. There's one more file format I want to introduce you to, and that is df_1 data to pickle. Where is that? Pickle. All right. And I'm going to call that pick student modified. Just a name, data pickle. All right. You have to write that pickle at the end. And it is going to create that file right there as well. Why should anyone use a pickle? Because a lot of times you are in the middle of analyzing your data. You don't want to get rid of all the processing you have done. You just need a place to store your file, and then possibly, I don't know, restart your computer or come back later just to be safe. You store them in Pickle, you pickle them, all right? And then tomorrow you read them. How do you read them? Well, df_2 dot read. Oh, I'm sorry, df_2 is equal to pd dot read pickle. Where is that? Read should be here. Read pickle. And what is pickle file's name? Let me see. A pick. That's it. All right. And if I run it and say pdf_2, it is going to give me same data. I use this quite a lot because it is fast. It is rather cost and the memory efficient. And I also want to use this opportunity to talk about the trade-off between human readability and memory efficiency and speed. Excel file is the most readable one, and it is going to take a lot of space. But the benefit of Excel is that it's human readable. Pickle file, it is not human readable. You cannot read it, but your computer knows how to read it. Why would we use that? Because it is faster, because it also is memory efficient. Right? You are going to always have this trade-off between memory speed and human readability. So most frequent or most commonly used file formats are CSV, Excel, and in this class we are going to also practice to use Pickle.